Hi everyone and welcome! Do you happen to have this urge, this longing feeling where you want to paint your airsoft gun but have absolutely no clue where to begin or how to actually do it? Well, it seems that you are in luck. Just stay tuned. In this video, we are going to talk about the actual spray painting of your airsoft gun. I'm going to show you what you need to do in order to prepare your airsoft gun, the actual spray painting, and as well in the end some extra effects like the snake pattern or add some weathering effect. About the footage you are going to see, it might be that you have already seen this footage before. I have used this same footage on a different channel a few years back. But ever since I have grown in my video skills, my post-processing of the video. So this is a bit of my challenge to see if I can further improve the video I have recorded the last time. Anyway, let's begin. So you either just bought an airsoft gun or you already have it in your possession, but they have one thing in common. They have this very nice coating. You have seen these movies, these TV shows about military operators, and they look very tactical with all their gear and stuff, and as well their spray painted guns. I am going to talk you through the process how to get that same look on your airsoft gun. The first step of painting the airsoft gun obviously is the preparation. Firstly, start by removing any accessories you have on it. Check if the airsoft gun is clean-ish. Just make sure there's not too much mud on it because we're going to weather the gun anyway. The second step of the preparation is making sure that there is no paint getting in the essential parts of your airsoft gun. There are two different ways how to actually do it. The first way is a bit more complicated, but it's the most safest option. That is by removing all the internal parts of your gun. Remove the barrel group, remove the gearbox, basically strip it all down until you only have the body of the airsoft gun left. The second option is much easier, perhaps a little bit more risky, but less tricky. The basic idea is that you cramp any opening you can find with either a kitchen or toilet paper, or just tape it down with any kind of tape you can find. When applying my paint job, I chose for the latter option, covering the holes in the airsoft gun and not stripping the complete internals of it. I did this by firstly removing the stock, exposing the buffer tube. I got some tape and completely taped off the end of the buffer tube, making sure that there is no paint getting near to the electric wiring. I then got some toilet paper and cramped the flash hider completely shut to make sure that there is no paint getting into the outer barrel, the mag well, as well get some toilet paper or kitchen towel, cramp it in, make sure that there is no room left anymore. The pistol grip, there are certain airsoft guns like Krytec that have a little ventilation shaft in there. Get some tape, tape it off. Make sure that the complete bottom plate is covered so no paint can get near to the airsoft gun motor. Now let's move on to the ejection port. This part is a bit tricky. You do want to make sure that this is actually completely taped off, so spend a little bit more time on making sure that it's nicely shut, and ensure that the dust cover can still be closed, because this is something we do want to have closed while painting your airsoft gun. And then finally, we want to ensure that as well the trigger port is completely shut off. So grab some little pieces of tape and apply it there. Again, double check if there is no space left anymore. And that should basically cover everything we want. So a quick recap of the things we have done till this far. We have ensured that the electric wiring in your buffer tube is safe. We have cramped the flash hider completely full with toilet paper, protecting the outer barrel, the mag well, the pistol grip, if you have a ventilation shaft in there, is completely taped off. The ejection port is safe, and as well the trigger port is safe. So this should be enough. Let's go to step 2, the actual painting. About the painting, make sure that you are either in a well-ventilated room or just paint outside. The painting can be done by either hanging your airsoft gun on some kind of construction for easy access. The other option is just lay down on a flat surface. In here, just make sure that the paint is properly dried before flipping it over to paint the other side of your airsoft gun. So let's start with the actual painting. I've chosen the color Coyote from the brand Fosco to use as a base layer for my airsoft gun. When painting, make sure that you are applying short strokes from a distance of say 20 or 30 centimeters. Do not apply too much because it starts to drip if you do so. Let it wait a little bit, and if the paint is not completely covering the airsoft gun, let it dry and apply another short stroke on top of the already existing layer of paint. When you are painting next to the openings of the airsoft gun, such as the mag well, make sure that you do not spray directly into them. And then just continue the process of painting the airsoft gun until you are satisfied with the outcome. Just make sure that every bit of the gun is painted nicely. Now that the airsoft gun is completely painted, it's probably drying. So now we can focus our attention on the accessories if you as well want to apply a paint job on that as well. Again in here, make sure that all the openings, the glass work, well, you name it, all the bits and pieces you do not want to have covered in paint, tape it down or cram toilet paper in it again, just like you did with the airsoft gun. So, well, these are the accessories I had on my gun. I had the optics, I had the pack box, I had the flashlight, and as well a foregrip. You see that all the things are completely covered in tape. So I can now start painting the actual accessories. And obviously, while painting the accessories, the same rules apply like painting the airsoft gun. Short strokes, thin layers, and as well a distance of 20 till 30 centimeters. Make sure that the accessories have a nice layer of paint. Wait till the paint is dry before flipping it to the other side. And that should cover anything you want to know about painting the accessories. Congratulations, you have just painted your airsoft gun. You now have a very nice smooth layer of paint on both your airsoft gun and as well the accessories. You can as well start applying some effects if you want to. I've chosen to apply the snake pattern effect, and for that I'm going to use the color from Krylon called Camouflage Brown. I've chosen Krylon because the nozzle is very well advanced. The spray out of it, it's very nice dosed and balanced, and there are no drips. So it's very easy to use for these more detailed effects. And as well going to use a washing net for the actual effect. When using the washing net, make sure that it's nice and tight around the airsoft gun. The closer the net is applied to the surface of the airsoft gun, the more detail you're going to see in the snake pattern. When applying the paint even more so in here, make sure that you use short strokes and apply only a little layer, wait off and apply a second layer. If the layers are too thick, it's going to rinse all over the gun, completely demolishing the effect you want to achieve. And before you're actually going to apply the paint, make some test strokes just to see how the paint is behaving, so that you do not F up the actual paint job. The motion should be fluid. Do not hesitate. Just start off and make a nice fluid motion over the airsoft gun. So after applying the strokes, make sure that the paint is dry before removing the washing net. Again, this can screw up the snake pattern. And in here you can see that I've added two really minimal brushes of snake pattern. If you're going to apply strokes on more larger surfaces, make sure that you plan out the strokes before applying them. If you still manage to screw things up, no worries here. Just get a little bit of the base layer, paint it all over again so you can restart with the pattern effect again. And after adding the effect to your airsoft gun, you can as well choose to apply the same effect on your accessories. Same rules apply again. Make sure that the netting is wrapped nice and tight around the accessory, and short strokes with a thin layer of paint. And here you have a fancy looking flashlight. So what we've done till this far is prepare the airsoft gun to make sure that there is no paint getting in any delicate part of your airsoft gun. And you have applied the base layer on both your airsoft gun and as well the accessories. And the third thing, if you have chosen to do so, is apply the snake pattern to, again, both the airsoft gun and the accessories. The next step in the whole process is basically demolishing the complete paint job you have just applied to give the airsoft gun a nice weathered look. The secret ingredient in here is nail polish remover. Just make sure that you have the acetone free because any polymer parts might be affected by the acetone in here, so make sure that you have a acetone free nail polish remover. Before you are starting to get all crazy with nail polish remover around your airsoft gun, make sure that it is giving you the desired effect by applying a little bit on a surface that cannot be seen, such as the end of the stock tube. Get a piece of cloth, apply nail polish remover on there and start rubbing that on the stock tube until the paint is starting to disappear. It might take a little bit of time and effort, and what helps is to keep the cloth nice and moist with the nail polish remover. To get the most natural weathered down look, think of all the areas that might be affected by very intensive use, such as the pistol grip by simply holding it, the stock because you're pressing your cheeks against them, and the rail because you might bump in against the wall or something. So plan out and then apply the nail polish remover. And just like the paint job, the weathered effect can as well be applied to the accessories. As well, they get bumped into the wall or they are getting weathered down by simply holding them. Pay a little bit more attention to either the flash hider or the silencer. Make sure that the fire mouth is nice and black because the paint is getting washed away due to the heat or is getting blacked by any residue of the gunpowder. And this will be the result after putting all the time and effort in the paint job. A very tactical airsoft gun that looks like it has seen many battles. And as you can see, I've chosen everything to be applied very minimalistic, just to get the really nice natural result. I hope this video gives you enough information and as well the courage to start painting your airsoft gun. If you do have any questions, please put them down in the comment section below. Do not forget to subscribe and see you next time.